Okay, I just gotta say, Justine, like, how cute is my daughter? Like, providing the little commercial break. I know I'm a little biased, but there it is. All right, welcome back to the second half of our amazing time with Justine Fanarof, the light lighter of my life. And Justine, I loved hearing your story, your sheroe journey about how, like, that moment when life and practice came together and how it's really informed your practice and what you're up to today. And so I would love if you would start us off on the second half and share with us, I think you're going to share 2 of your favorite practices. Yeah.
Thanks, Beth. Yeah. So the practices that I like are quite simple in nature, and anyone can do them in almost any setting. So maybe sitting in a meeting or sitting in a conversation with a challenging topic. These 2 practices are available and nobody will know that you're doing them.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I know, dun, 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 secret practice. So we are initiating you listeners into a secret society of mantra practitioners.
Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the tea.
Drink the tea, and it's paleo and
organic.
The first one we've touched on. So we did it at the beginning of the time together. It's a little, there's a little riff on it. So the inhale is through the nose, and it's a full inhale. It's not a forced inhale. It's a full inhale. So really feeling the breath move through the nose into the lungs, feeling the belly expand. It's a feeling moment. And the exhale is through the mouth. And you can do it yourself. Inhale fully through the nose, feel the breath expand through the body, and then a soft exhale through the mouth. And that exhale through the mouth, depending upon where you are and how much you need to release, can be a soft little aspiration, or it can be a huge lion. Yeah, and the eyes can roll back in the head and the tongue can stick out. I like to go to a body of water and do that. I just run down to the body of water, and then I take in a big, beautiful inhale through my nose, and then lion out through the mouth. And after the lion, I got a little bit of it now. There's this really nice energetic zhuzh that goes through the body, and we can feel the energy moving through, the trapped energy. So that inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. It's wonderful. In the car, at the grocery store, at the movies, on the telephone, wherever you find yourself, on a plane, if you have anxiety when flying. It's a really nice one to do too then.
Yeah. And recently, I had some moments recently where I know you'll be shocked to know that I felt frustration over actions my kids had taken, also known as not doing their chores. And on this particular day, that heat of anger, and as I started, and I did start to yell, I then just stopped and was like, this isn't who I say I am. And I was like, hang on. And I just started doing that breath. And then I said, I got to excuse myself. And I just went and breathed. And so, but also to create a pause if you're in something, or just like you said, in the car, grocery store, just to help yourself drop into being present, really just an amazing choice.
It is an amazing choice. And it's a choice of feeling rather than thinking. And so what it really is responding in lieu of reacting. And so that breath and that moment and that response that gets us into our body and out of our reactive space can be profoundly sacred. And so I call it sacred pause, feeling sacred pause. Yeah. In the relationship I have with myself, in the relationship I have with others.
Awesome. All right. And then you have another one for us, another tool we can use.
There's a great tool that I first learned through the Caregivers of Alzheimer's and Other Dementia retreat workshop that I do with friends at Elm Flats Ranch in Full Share, Texas every year. This retreat provides caregiving resources and well-being opportunities to caregivers who spend their days taking care of loved ones with Alzheimer's or other dementias. And this mantra practice is called Kirtan Kriya. It's Kirtan, Kirtan, that is Sanskrit, and it's a type of song. And Kriya, Kriya, is a practice in Kundalini Yoga. And so Kirtan Kriya is very powerful practice, and research is demonstrating that it is supportive of cognitive functioning and memory. And there's a lot of information on the web about the beneficial practice of Kirtan Kriya. We do Kirtan Kriya, we take an inhale, and as we exhale, we touch first finger to thumb. We say the sound sa. We touch sa. We touch second finger to thumb. We say ta. We touch ring finger, third finger to thumb. We press. We say na. And the fourth finger, the little finger to thumb, and we say ma. And so the mantra is sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. And we keep going with the sound and with the fingers pressing together while we say the mantra. And the hands can rest gently on the legs, the back comes straight upright, and you can feel energy and light coming through the crown of the head, down through the brain, and out through the space of the third eye, like the letter L, as we say the mantra. We do it for 12 minutes, but I'm going to tell you a secret. I think you can also do it for less, and you'll enjoy it. Maybe the research isn't demonstrating that it's as beneficial, but the practice of there's something about touching the fingers and saying those magical sounds together that, first of all, feels like, Beth, you know that feeling when you put a puzzle together and the pieces just fits so beautifully. It's like, oh yeah.
Yes.
It's that feeling. It's that same feeling when we say the sounds and we touch our fingers together. And the traditional practice is 2 minutes saying Satanama in your regular voice, singing, and then 2 minutes whispering softly, and then 2 minutes inside, in your mind, silent, the voice that you use to talk to great mystery. And then 2 more minutes in that great mystery, internal softness. 2 minutes whisper, 2 minutes out loud. And you can finish with some ohms, some shantis, saying peace to all beings everywhere. And then sit and feel the breath. And this is a practice that, although I've been using it with caregivers and also with people that I love that have cognitive deficits, it's something that I use it with all my students, my private students, my group students. I use it with myself. It just feels, it's a great practice. It feels nourishing and therapeutic. And that's what I'm interested in cultivating in my work with myself and others, is what am I nourishing and how am I nourishing? And Kirtan Kriya is nourishing.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, and speaking of nourishing, like I don't know about you listeners out there, but I want more of that. And I know your program, you have created Yogi, Know Thyself, that you are leading workshops, trainings where you can become a yoga instructor or not. It's really what's right for your path. And I love how you support that. Tell us a little bit about, in our last few minutes, about what you're up to. And then we'll include in the show notes how you can get a hold of Justine and show up and be nourished through her work. So Justine, tell us a little bit about Yogi, Know Thyself.
Thanks, Beth. So Yogi Know Thyself is an experiential program grounded in education and practice. It is for anyone who's interested both in the intellectual aspects of the yoga traditions and the physical, the somatic aspects of applying yoga tradition into daily practice. It is very specifically about the individual's path in their own personal awakening and using ancient and modern tools to support the path. So there was an article in the New York Times style section yesterday about the kind of the culture of yoga teacher training programs, and how yoga teacher training programs can be very rah, join us. This is the antithesis of that. This is for my student who has been teaching piano for the past 35 years of her life, who's retired and has been a dedicated yoga practitioner for 10 years. And she's interested in learning more about the subtle body. She's not really wanting to be a yoga teacher. She wants to know more about her own experience that she's having on the mat and in her life and in her relationships. And so she would be interested in saying to me, Justine, I want to do more work. I want to do workshops. I'm not really wanting to be a teacher, but I want to know more about my path. And I love working with you. And so what sort of offerings do you have? Svadhyaya, as you mentioned before, Beth, is an aspect of Ashtanga yoga practice, the 8-limbed practice. It is the aspect of self-study. So sacred text, practicing, reading, journaling, learning, growing. There's that intellectual aspect, maybe learning a little bit of Sanskrit, maybe working with mandalas. Specifically coming up, I have 2 programs that I'm offering. The one is a series of altar-based practices, and Beth has her beautiful altar behind us, her sacred space. So this is for creating a sacred space in daily life, and the altar is something that we can utilize to work on a specific quality or value, such as concentration, or peace, or compassion, or joy, or anger, an emotional quality that we want to look at on a daily basis and have the opportunity to sit in front and work with. It can also be used to focus on a quality of the earth, such as water issues. We can place water on the altar and contemplate the fluidity in our lives. Also, the issues that we're having globally with what's happening with our water, what's happening with planet Earth. So we can use the altar in an archetypal way to bring things down into the personal level so that the individual has an opportunity to practice what they want to practice in their life in a sacred and daily basis. It is a meditative practice. So the altar sequences, there's a practice for the spring, which is around the heart and clearing. There's a practice around the summer, which is for fire. There's a practice in the fall, which is for rebirth, regeneration, grounding. And there's a practice in the winter, which is about vision and intuition. And it's quite exciting. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, Justine, the lamplighter, lighting my life, I can't think of anything better to do than really think about what you're talking about, but not just think about it, right? Put it in action. And that's really what I hear you underlining throughout our conversation, right? Is the experiencing, but then putting some action to it, whether it's breathing through a moment or creating a space that can give you access to action to cultivate your focus, your self-awareness, really as I hear you creating in your life, where life and practice, it isn't just that they meet, they really just weave in together and just are part of who you are. And I really appreciate and really acknowledge you being out there bringing this to people. And I know you have workshops coming up this weekend. Again, we'll give you links so you can register for those. And then I would love to have you come back and even share more specifically about creating altars and all the amazing things you're up to.
I would love that. And the next time I come back, I'll speak a little bit about the program that I do with mindfulness-based mediation. So mediating conflicts, utilizing mindfulness-based practices.
Beautiful. Beautiful. We so need that in the world. Well, thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Justine, for your generous time. And hope you all have enjoyed. Try those practices. Let us know. Let us know where you're trying them and how they're feeling. And let us know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Have an amazing day.